Yesterday, I was reading a book, you know, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. As I was reading the book on logotherapy, like I was getting some ideas, like the ideas he shared in the book. Some of them were really like memorable, and I kind of liked those ideas, and it had kind of helped me solve some of the challenges I'm dealing with, you know. And I'm like thinking, wow, this is a great idea, and I'm going to share this idea. I'm going to tweet about people, and I'm going to write about it. Then something just like told me to check the date the book was published. So I checked, and the date the book was published was like 1955. Like the first publication of the book was 1955. Then and I'm like, I calculated it, minus 2025, only to find out that that book has been published 70 years ago, you know, and the ideas I'm reading, it sounds fresh to me, and I'm thinking, wow, this is a great idea I have to share with people, only for me to realize that they've published that idea. The first book was published 70 years ago. You know, one of the reasons why Africans are not having global impact on the world stage, one of the reasons why there's not a lot of Africans dominating the intellectual space, there are few, but not a lot of Africans, is that they dumb us down. And what I mean by that is that the books that they send to Africa, whether it's in Kenya, whether it's in Nigeria, are books that have been written 20, 30 years ago. And I know what I'm talking about because I buy a lot of books, A lot of the books, I look at the date. Some of them like 20 years ago, some of them 30 years ago. Like the one I read, I've just told you about 70 years ago. And so one way to make sure that Africa don't have a global impact, or its people don't do things intellectually, or to limit the innovations that you see in Africa, is to ensure that the educational materials that are reaching Africa, reaching Nigeria, reaching Kenya, and reaching Namibia, are things that have been published years ago. So we are always going to be intellectually behind. It's a subtle way. It's something subtle that most people don't notice. But it's because I buy books and I read books a lot. That's why I know it. Most of the books I see, they are always old books. They rarely send the new ones to Africa or Nigeria or Kenya. And when they even send it, it's so expensive that you don't want to buy it. I remember trying to buy one textbook that was 30,000 naira. I'm like, if I'm considering not buying it because it's so expensive, what is the common man, how will he buy this kind of book? And even if you buy it, what is he going to what is he going to do with it? Because he's going to feel like he got cheated, because why should he spend 30,000 naira on a book? So it's a subtle way that the Western world dumb us down. And the books that we usually even get here, some of them are those where they dash away, those that they give for free. So how can we improve?